All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Joe LaRosa Show, and I am super pumped to be able to have right here. I'm not going to even call it the hot seat because today we're just going to be able to just chill and just be able to just talk a little bit about, what an inspiration this young man has been for so many folks out there. So I want to go ahead and introduce Santiago Brito, this year's LaRosa Achievement Award winner. So Santiago, welcome to the show.
Joe, thank you so much. It's an honor. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for following your dreams and creating this avenue for us.
Oh, man, of course. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, to our audience here?
So my name is Santiago Brito. I'm a seasoned agent here, a little bit under a decade in real estate. I worked with several other brokerages. At the height of my career, not the height because now I'm at the height of my career, but at the height of my career, well, I guess one of the mountains,
Right.
One of the mountaintops, I had an accident in a car that I worked really hard to get, and I lost my bilateral limbs. I burned 41% of my body. I had 22 surgeries, 9 blood transfusions, 90 days in the hospital, and a year in a wheelchair, and I never stopped going, man. I took it on the chin. I think, I thank God for the strength, I guess, that I have within because it's kept me going.
Yeah. So listen. So obviously we're gonna kind of dive into this since you just brought it up. Obviously there is so much noise out there, like over the last 9, 10, 12 months, obviously the market changed, rates went up, and, what we saw was a lot of agents basically start to allow this, voice in their head to kind of create all these different stories that we're now just saying, hey, you know what? You can't make it right. You can't make it right now. You can't make it work. It's too challenging. It's too tough of a market. Your business is going to suffer. Let's go look at doing something else, or let's go join another brokerage and let's go bounce around to 6 different brokerages all in, an 8-month period of time. And let's figure out, it's just a bad time. But here's a dude right here that I don't know if everybody just kind of caught what he said. He's overcome tremendous amount of adversity. And so talk to us about kind of your career. So I know you kind of mentioned before we went on air, you definitely, you've been around, obviously you moved around a little bit trying to find that right place. But what was life for you, or what was life like for you when, you had this accident and your business that you had built up obviously didn't get impacted tremendously, right?
Yeah. So when I had the accident, so I could tell you how it happened. COVID hit, everybody stopped working.
Right, yeah.
I never stopped working.
Right.
I said, you're going to stay home? You can stay home. I'm going to work.
Yeah.
So during COVID, while, a lot of agents decided to stay home.
And we've talked about that before. Like half the agents said, you know what, I'm going to go sit on the couch, eat my Doritos, and gain my COVID weight. And the other half said, no, man, I got to go out there and hustle. I got to go out there and keep working. I
was running around. I was doing open houses. I was showing houses. So I built the business. This is March, April, May. I was probably working 7 days a week, no days off.
Right.
When around July was when all that back work, because, in real estate, the work you do is back.
Sure.
It's following you. So around July, all these years of work started to catch up to me. So I'm having closing after closing after closing after closing. I'm taking care of my family. I'm like, yo, look, I'm going to do it right this time. I'm just going to take care of everybody first. I left myself for last. So around ending August, I decided to finally, buy myself a vehicle that, I grew up always wanting. I was like, man, I need to buy this vehicle. And I heard a lot of opinions. It was like finance. I was like, look, I'm not going to finance. I need to just go buy cash.
Right.
So on September 9th, I went and bought the vehicle cash. September 26th, I had an accident. So I was in a coma from September. I woke up around November 1st, and I was like, yo, what happened to my business? I was like, man, I'm already worried.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, man. First, my mom, I said, man, I'm back here because I really seen myself be somewhere else. But I'm like, man, my business, man, what's going on? Luckily, I was on a team, and I guess I had taken care of the front part already. So the back part was being taken care of by the team.
Okay. And
regardless, when I woke up in the hospital, I went through the motions. I'm not a robot. I'm a human. I had my month and a half of just acceptance.
Yeah, of course.
And once that went through, I remember telling my mom, Mom, I just got to get back out there. I can't give this up. It took so much work to build that. What I realized about real estate is that how you treat real estate is how real estate is going to treat you. And till this day, real estate takes care of me because I've never given up on real estate. No matter what market we're in, no matter, where it shifts to, I'm always trying to find a way. And I feel like any agent that's trying to succeed in this business, you got to find a way no matter what market we're in. And that's how I'm still here to this day and still doing a lot of good business.
So before we get into what you do next, right, with your business. So when you wake up now, so you said from September to November 1st, right? So now obviously a significant amount of time now you've been in this coma. When you woke up, did they already have to take both your legs at that time, or was it post? Or
so my accident was, I wasn't speeding.
Okay.
I had hit the car in a specific place and it caught fire.
Okay.
So when I got to the hospital, they said I was still coherent. I guess adrenaline.
Yeah.
So I said all my information and then I just went to sleep.
Right.
So then when I woke up November 1st, it was like, whoa. I was missing both bilateral limbs.
Yeah.
And my mom was there, but I think she felt so bad that she had to make that decision for me.
Sure.
But they had told her already that my feet were already they were already gone, I guess.
Right.
So she felt really bad, but I was like, Mom, you did what you had to do. And I don't know if I just maybe it was the drugs in the hospital, but I sort of took it well at the time.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, you know what? It's cool, I was like, but then, immediately, I was like, oh my God, I have so many deals in the pipeline.
That's what's. Listen, dude. That's what's so crazy to me. I'm sitting here, obviously, thinking, damn, my first reaction would be oh, but you're just about your business.
It is, and I had my moment. I'm not gonna say I didn't. There was a moment where it just hit me.
Right.
But at the time, I'm under so much pain. I'm on constant.
Yeah.
They got these things called extended release painkillers.
Okay.
So it's every hour you're getting a dose.
Yeah.
They don't gotta come give it to you. So I'm in there all right, but after a while when I started to taper off of it or when I would be in pain, man, it would hit me. It would hit me like a ton of bricks. And I made a decision in the hospital to accept it there. I didn't want to leave from there without fully just saying, you know what, this happened. I can't question why. I don't know why. I didn't understand it. I've been taking care of everybody, and my mom was so amazing because my mom was like, son, this wasn't a punishment to you. She said, you take care of all of us. She was like, you've been chosen to do this. And I was like, man, I looked at it. That's when I really looked at it different. And I knew that I had to continue my business, which is helping people. And I knew that sooner or later I had a story to tell and it would work out where I could be here and express that and inspire others that may be going through anything where they're like, oh, this world is over. It's never over. You're human. Take your time. Everybody's different. So you don't have to rush back in. I had my time to accept it. I had my time to deal with it and say, hey, you know what? We just got to keep going. And that's really what kept me going. There's something within that I can't explain. I thank God for it, but it's just, I kept going.
Man, listen, that's an incredible story. And you are a huge inspiration even to myself, just hearing this story and kind of seeing your positive mindset. I could feel your energy.
Thank you.
And so now you're in the hospital, you're kind of like you said, having, these different thoughts and you're understanding and you're ready to move forward. What happened in your business next?
So while I was in the hospital, I was the top seller in my old office 2 months in a row.
While you were in the hospital?
While I was in the hospital. A month while I was asleep and a month while I was awake. I'm getting the alerts yo, you're one of the top selling in this office at the time. And it was something that was good for me to see because it brought me back to it. Look at how hard you work. Look at everything you build.
Absolutely.
And you got another chance, okay, you got hit with something that, you couldn't explain, but I had the mindset already. Before my accident, I had adapted a mindset of just, I got to change my circumstances. I have to be the one to do it in my family. And it was that's what's driving me to this day. My children, legacy is just, that's what's my focus. I know that there's days that I don't feel it. I take my day off.
Yeah.
But the next day I'll get right back up. So, it's about that. It's about understanding yourself and just never giving up, man. You just can't give up. I've never been somebody to lay back and be like, it's over.
Yeah.
That's not me.
So what brought you to La Rosa.
So Shakira was an amazing agent that I met a few years ago, and we helped each other out. As a matter of fact, while I was laid in the hospital bed, we closed the deal.
Oh, yeah?
I had a buyer that I was showing houses, and I believe one of the last houses I showed him was a Shakira listing.
Right.
And the team that I was a part of put it under contract, and I woke up in the hospital, and Shakira, and I checked my social media. Shakira was like, "We closed the deal. You were in the hospital. Like, I can't believe everything that's happened to you."
It's incredible.
So it was amazing. But after that, I decided that, I was part of a team, and it worked at the time. And I believe that anybody who wants to learn has to be around people who know what's going on. And I have reached a level where I understood a lot, but also my circumstances had changed.
Yeah.
So I had to make a decision, for my family that benefited the family. And it was just, Shakira gave me an opportunity. She was like, "Hey, look, I'm going to lay this deal on the table. You can either take it or leave it." And I was like, man, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Right.
I may need a little assistance. She always got her back. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a leap of faith because my life already changed. And one thing we can't stop is change.
Yeah.
So either you create it or it's going to happen for you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. So that's what ended up happening. And I joined La Rosa, and it's been amazing ever since. Like Carlos Bonilla, which is our broker, he's amazing. Anytime I have any questions or anything, even if I want to grow in another direction, he has time to sit with me and tell me, "Hey, Santiago, I was like, hey, I want to learn about commercial." He took his time. He sat with me. He gave me everything. He was like, "Hey, look," I pulled out paper and pen. I was just like quiet. He was like, "Hey, look, I gave you enough, man. Get out there now." And I was like, "Yo, I'm going to get out there. I'm not playing." He was like, "Yo, any questions, call me or text me." And I love that is that type of environment.
Yeah. So I got to ask, right? So obviously, like when you walk into a room, let's say it's a meeting, a training, whatever else, I mean, I got to think agents or other people are just curious to hear about your story, and I mean, dude, like I don't know if you realize, I mean, I think you do a little bit, right? It's a huge inspirational story. I mean, like I gotta see agents like literally like almost like gravitating towards you and saying like, wow.
It is that. Like, you want to know something that's funny? That ever since I woke up from this accident, it's been like my life has taken like this trip, and I'm like a passenger. And a lot of people that see me, like, always are like, kids always are asking what happened. Like, they're looking, kids have the zero filter.
Yeah.
Kids are like, oh. So I got a story for man, I was in a fight with a bear. You should see the bear. He's not here anymore, for the kids. But agents, like, they're a little bit, they just inspired that. It just, to me, it doesn't seem like something that crazy or big, but I know it's something big, but it's because I think what's within me has never changed.
Yeah.
I still feel the same person. I don't feel any different. As a matter of fact, I use it to my advantage. When I walk in the room, people clear out the way. It's not, people's like, "Oh, excuse me." Oh, people open doors. It's a perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I can look at it in a way where I'm defensive, or in a way where I'm like, man, what are people thinking? Or I could be like, it is what it is. This is me. And if you're gonna pay attention to that, you're distracted. I'm focused on the game.
Yeah.
So is a perspective thing. I think that helps me a lot too.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sure you've heard the old saying, right? Life doesn't happen to you; it happens for you. So
I agree.
I know you've also now started to create your own podcast.
I did. So I started a podcast to share my story. It's the I Will Podcast. It stands for Inspiration, Willpower, Initiative, Limitless, and Lightheartedness. And this was something that just came to me. And I was always looking for a platform to share my story, to inspire others. Because I was already on social media, and people were just like, man, it's amazing. But I was also getting those people who were like, man, I'm going through something, man. And just seeing you push through is amazing to me. I had a guy in India I never met in my life who wrote to me one day. And like, he's in India, different time zone. It's like 2 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And he said, man, I've never walked. And to see you walk, I'm going to do the operation.
Yeah.
And I got the guy here. I talk to him all the time. He walks on prosthetics now.
Right.
So it's been like this amazing journey is man, like the podcast is just for people who are looking for that inspiration, man. 7-8 minutes of, you're in your car, you're looking to just listen to something to motivate you. I got different topics. You could jump on there and you could just, get inspired, share with others. My intention is to inspire, my intention is to motivate, and for the people to see me and maybe say, hey, you know what? My life is not that hard. My day is not that hard.
Yeah.
Because this guy, he's just going. There's no stopping him. And I cannot complain. And I have friends who tell me that, like, man, I keep a picture of you anytime I feel about like complaining about life.
Yeah. So after the accident, you were in a wheelchair for about a year?
Man, I've never been in such a vulnerable state. I've always been a strong guy, I played sports, athlete, everything. And
Right.
to be in a wheelchair really made me look at life in a different way.
Sure.
It really made me open my eyes to really being vulnerable in life and realizing that the power is not in just being the strength. The power is also in vulnerability.
Yeah.
It was something that humbled me. I'm grateful for the wheelchair, man. I never want to complain about the wheelchair, but man, I'm glad I'm walking today,
Yeah.
That's one of the things that was on my mind.
So I'm gonna kind of put myself out there by asking this question because the audience may think, how the hell can you even ask this question? But I mean, before the accident and after the accident, do you feel like obviously like your mindset or your way of being is in a better place now?
Excuse me. You know what? I believe that before the accident, I was adapting a mindset that was really elevated.
Yeah.
And this may sound crazy because people will be like, man, look what you went through. But I feel the accident was my threshold to break through because this is the test of that mindset.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, like, I lost my bilateral limbs, but I gained so much.
Yeah.
Knowledge, power, strength, intuition, like it made me really like hone in on life.
Yeah. No, listen, I mean, I can feel that. That's why I wanted to ask that question because I want to make sure the audience connects with that. So, man, that's amazing. So tell us about your business now. So what's your area of specialty? Where do you focus?
I specialize in buyer's agents, but I've really been leaning on the sellers also.
Yeah.
But something about my accident that I noticed that the clients that I attract now and I work with are people who really are missing that help.
Yeah.
I had a client of mine that I helped him sell his house, and he knows me for a long time. He's my mom's neighbor, and he lost his dog. He lost his father. He lost his wife. I knew all of them. We used to always hang out. I lost my bilateral limbs. Out of nowhere, he calls me, hey, can you come to my house? And I'm like, yo, I'm there. Had a few beers. We cried. And he was like, man, I just need to sell my house. And he said, do you think it's a good market to sell? He wasn't even into it. He just needed and I was like, man, this is your new beginning. I sold the house in a day. Cash.
Wow.
And when I called him and I tell him the offer, he broke down. He was like, man, you think this is a blessing? You think? I said, man, this is a blessing.
Yeah.
This is your new beginning. He stayed with 2 children, sold his house, and bought a mansion in Jacksonville because he had $400,000 in equity. Right. And he's living life, man. He's an amazing person. But I see a lot of clients that are needing that help. And it's like a client told me last week. He said, man, you mix faith with your business. And I said, man, I'm alive, man. I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah. I
am pretty much a proof of faith.
Yeah.
I got a saying, living proof there's a God if you need a reason, you know, because man, I was gone in that car.
Yeah.
This is not me.
Yeah. So obviously you don't look at these deals that you're closing as transactions. I mean, there's a meaning behind it, right?
I think I've always did that because if you're in this business and you want to last in this business and you treat things like transactions, you're going to be treated like transactions.
Yeah.
Every client that I'm around, I build a relationship. If I could help you in any other way that's not real estate, I'm there. If you need to talk to me one night, I'm there. Because this person is going to say, hey, Joe, I loved your service, but it wasn't the service. It's how the guy told me, he's so transparent and you really want to help. Hey, this guy right here wants to buy also. And I just recommended you. And I've had people in my business that I've sold houses to their kids, to their kids' kids, to their nephew, to their uncle. And it's based on that service that I provide.
Yeah. Man, listen, I am just so grateful that, you chose our company, to come, be a part of and be a part of this family. And again, I mean, I just want to reiterate, you are a huge inspiration, not only to myself, but I know there's so many agents, within our family and even outside of our family. So, before we close today, let the folks know, where can they follow you? All right.
So I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I have a real estate page, which is Santiago Brito Realtor 1 on Instagram. I have my TikTok, my YouTube is at Will28, and that's for the inspiration. I have the podcast on Apple, on Spotify. It's also I Will 888. And yeah, man, just tap in, man. I hope it inspires. I hope it reaches the right people. And that's what I'm here for, man. Don't give up, man. Life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And there's moments in your life, and they're just that, a moment in your life. My life continue to go forward. My kids are growing. My business is growing. And there's more things to look forward to. It's mindset.
Yeah, amen to that. So next time you're complaining about rates or the market or whatever, you gotta slap yourself across the face.
It out.
Figure it out, right? So
that's the name of the game, man. You'll get farther if you figure it out. Don't give up on it, man.
Amen to that, man. All right, man. Listen, man. I appreciate you, man.
Pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Really enjoy it, and thank you for following your dream, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You created an avenue. A lot of people don't realize that it's not only about you. This man here chased his dream and gave me an opportunity to be able to live my dream and still grow within his business. And I think that's the best business you can be in.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right. Well, that's what all we got here for today. An amazing show. I appreciate Santiago. So thank you for watching us here on the Joe LaRosa Show, and we will see you next time.